10 urgent signs you're consuming too much sugar. While we enjoy that favorite candy or irresistible dessert, we may be ignoring signs that our body is overloaded. The most alarming part is that these signs may appear subtly at first, but have the potential to cause significant changes in the body, from mood swings to serious health issues like diabetes and chronic fatigue. The effects of too much sugar are deeper than most people realize. The problem is, we don't always associate these symptoms with sugar. After all, how can something so common be so harmful? The answer may surprise you. What if I told you that it's possible to identify these signs right now and, with a few changes, reverse the damage before it's too late? Get ready to discover how sugar is influencing your health and what you can do to avoid even bigger problems. What you learn here could be the key to transforming your relationship with food and your overall well-being. 1. Weight gain. When you consume too much sugar, your body not only gains empty calories, but also lacks essential nutrients that help control satiety. Have you noticed how sugary foods don't truly satisfy your hunger? This happens because, although they provide a lot of energy, they don't sustain your body efficiently. As a result, you end up eating more and gradually gaining weight. Moreover, excess sugar can lead to a vicious cycle. You eat something sweet, your energy levels spike quickly, but soon after, they drop, making you feel hungry again. This pattern affects your appetite, causing you to consume more food than you actually need. It's like a silent trap that brings significant changes to the body over time. In the long run, weight gain can lead to a variety of health issues. And we're not just talking about aesthetics. Excess body fat can lead to complications like diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. The best solution is to be mindful of what you consume daily and avoid these cycles that only harm your well-being. Curious to know how sugar affects other areas of your body? That brings us to the next point. 2. Frequent cravings for sweets. Have you noticed how the more sugar you eat, the more your body craves it? This happens because sugar directly affects the pleasure centers in the brain, creating a dependency that seems harmless at first but grows over time. It's as if your body begins to require larger doses to feel the same level of satisfaction, and so the addictive cycle begins. This constant craving for sweets can be difficult to control. Many people resort to sugary foods as a reward after a long day or as a way to cope with stress. However, in the long run, this only worsens the problem. With each bite, the brain reinforces this need, making it increasingly challenging to cut back. But breaking this cycle is possible. A practical tip is to start replacing processed sweets with naturally sweet fruits, like grapes or bananas, which not only satisfy the sweet tooth but also provide important fibers and nutrients. Speaking of how sugar affects your body, it doesn't just trigger cravings. It also has a direct impact on your skin. 3. Skin problems. Excessive sugar consumption can do more than just affect your weight and cravings. It can also show up in the mirror as skin problems. When you consume large amounts of sugar, insulin levels in your body increase, which can lead to an overproduction of oil by the sebaceous glands. The result? Clogged pores and a higher risk of acne and other skin breakouts. Imagine that greasy skin feeling at the end of the day, which seems impossible to control. This is one of the signs that sugar may be doing more harm than you realize. People who struggle with skin conditions, such as acne, often notice that their skin gets worse after consuming sugary foods. This happens because excess sugar in the blood increases inflammation in the body, and the skin ends up paying the price. If you're looking to improve the appearance of your skin, a good solution is to start with your diet, reducing sugary foods and opting for a diet rich in antioxidants, like those found in green vegetables and nuts, can help regulate insulin levels and improve skin health. But sugar's impacts don't stop there. It can also drastically affect your energy levels. 4. Energy crashes. Many people turn to sugar for a quick burst of energy, especially during moments of fatigue. And indeed, sugar can provide that instant feeling of energy. However, what many don't realize is that this energy comes with a sudden crash right after. You end up feeling even more tired than before, creating a cycle of highs and lows throughout the day. Do you know that sluggish feeling right after lunch? It could be sugar's fault. The quick spike in blood glucose levels is followed by an equally fast drop, which directly impacts your productivity. Instead of staying energized, you experience a sudden drop in alertness, which can make it hard to focus on tasks and even hinder concentration. To avoid these constant ups and downs, it's important to balance simple carbohydrates with proteins and fibers, which help maintain stable energy levels. A more balanced snack, like an apple with peanut butter, can provide steady energy without causing those abrupt crashes. Now, what happens to your mood when sugar is involved? Let's explore that next. 5. Mood swings. The rapid changes in blood sugar levels not only affect your energy, but can also directly impact your mood. When you consume too much sugar, the glucose spikes are followed by abrupt drops, which can lead to irritability, anxiety, and even bouts of nervousness. Often, you don't even realize that sugar is behind these emotional changes. Imagine that moment when you're hungry and end up eating something very sweet. The feeling of satisfaction is fleeting, but shortly after, you might feel irritated or even demotivated without understanding why. This happens because your body struggles to stabilize blood sugar levels, which directly affects the neurotransmitters that regulate mood. To minimize these mood swings, it's important to seek balance in your diet. Foods rich in fiber and protein help keep blood sugar levels more stable, preventing the highs and lows that affect your mood. And speaking of how the body reacts to excess sugar, another noticeable effect is increased thirst and frequent urination. 6. Increased thirst and urination. When you consume large amounts of sugar, your body goes into overdrive to handle the excess. The body tries to eliminate the excess glucose in the blood through urine, which results in constant thirst. If you notice that you're drinking more water than usual and still feel thirsty, this could be a sign that sugar is overloading your body. This excessive thirst is often accompanied by frequent trips to the bathroom. The body does this as a way to protect itself, trying to keep glucose levels under control. However, this continuous elimination of fluids can lead to dehydration if you're not careful. It's like the body is in a constant battle to balance itself. If you notice this pattern, it's important to evaluate your diet. Reducing the intake of sugary foods can help stabilize glucose levels and decrease both thirst and urination frequency. But sugar's impact doesn't stop there. It can also directly affect the health of your teeth. Let's talk about that in the next point. 7. Dental problems. Sugar is the #1 villain when it comes to dental problems. When you consume sugary foods, the bacteria in your mouth take advantage and begin producing acids that erode tooth enamel. This process is the starting point for cavity formation, which over time can lead to pain, sensitivity, and more serious issues like gingivitis. Often, daily routines leave people vulnerable to these problems. For example, those who like to snack on sweets throughout the day without brushing their teeth afterward are providing a feast for bacteria. Over time, this constant exposure to sugar can cause irreparable damage to the teeth. And unfortunately, the damage may not be noticed until pain arises. The solution here is simple yet effective. Maintain good oral hygiene and reduce sugar consumption. Brushing your teeth after meals and using dental floss regularly are habits that make all the difference. But the effects of too much sugar don't stop at the mouth. They can also weaken your immune system. As we'll see next. 8. Weakened immune system. Excess sugar can do more than harm your appearance or energy. It can also weaken your internal defenses. When you consume too much sugar, your immune system's ability to fight infections decreases, leaving your body more vulnerable to colds, flu, and other illnesses. It's as if sugar distracts your defense system, making it less effective. This reduction in immune efficiency occurs because sugar directly interferes with the function of white blood cells, which are responsible for attacking invading bacteria and viruses. The result is lower immunity, especially in people who consume sugar regularly. If you find yourself getting sick more often, it could be a sign that sugar is weakening your natural defenses. To improve your immunity, reducing sugar intake is essential. Additionally, it's important to include foods rich in vitamins and minerals. like citrus fruits and leafy vegetables, which help strengthen the immune system. The next impact sugar can have is related to the digestive system, something that affects many people daily. 9. Digestive problems. Sugar's impact on the body goes beyond what is visible on the surface. When consumed in excess, it can disrupt the balance of bacteria in the gut, impairing digestion and causing issues like bloating, gas, and even constipation. The gut needs a healthy bacterial flora to function well, but sugar can throw this balance off, leading to constant discomfort. Many people don't make the connection between a sugar-rich diet and digestive problems. For example, those who frequently consume sodas, cakes, and other sweets may notice that their digestive system becomes slower or irregular. This imbalance can interfere with the proper absorption of nutrients, which, in the long term, affects not only digestion but the overall health of the body. A practical solution is to limit sugar consumption and increase fiber intake, which helps keep the gut functioning in a balanced way. Foods like oatmeal, flax seeds, and legumes are great for improving digestion. But if you think the problems end there, the next point will clarify how sugar can also be linked to chronic fatigue. 10. Chronic fatigue. If you feel constant fatigue, even without an apparent reason, sugar could be to blame. High sugar intake causes rapid spikes and drops in blood glucose levels, and your body ends up struggling to keep energy stable. This cycle of highs and lows drains your energy reserves, resulting in a continuous feeling of fatigue, even after a good night's sleep. This type of tiredness can be especially frustrating, as it's often hard to pinpoint the cause. You might be going about your daily activities, but the feeling of lack of energy persists. Someone who consumes many sweets throughout the day may be experiencing this energy roller coaster without realizing it, and the more sugar you consume, the more your body seems to crave rest that never seems to come. To break this cycle, it's essential to reduce the consumption of sugary foods and opt for more sustainable energy sources, such as complex carbohydrates and proteins. These help keep glucose levels more balanced, avoiding chronic fatigue. Now that you recognize the signs that you're consuming too much sugar, what will you do about it? The choice is in your hands, and the changes you make today can directly impact your health and well-being in the future. Think about your routines, your small habits, and see how you can adjust them for a more balanced life. Is it worth continuing to ignore these signs? Or are you ready to take control and give your body the care it deserves? Remember, no one will make this change for you. Start with small actions, reduce sugar in your meals, look for healthier alternatives, and observe how your body reacts. How about taking the first step now? Your healthy future depends on these decisions. If this content made you reflect, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to continue learning about health and well-being. I'd love to read your comment. Leave a message, share your experiences, or even your questions. I'm here to help. And since you're here, don't miss our video on the surprising fruit that controls diabetes. It's available now and could be the next step to a healthier life.